We did some really good things the second half. I thought we did some really good things the first part of the first half, and yet we've had stretches in both halves that some of it because of maybe substitution, some of it was foul trouble, some of it was just the way it was. I liked what we did. I thought we came back a couple of times. I think we learned something about our guys as far as who we got to go to and what we got to do. We got to get AJ downhill a little bit more. We got to get Tyson a little bit more aggressive early. I'm expecting to see our veterans play and lead us Friday, and it'll be a good, tough game. Butler's playing great. They're averaging almost 88 points a game. Got 6 transfers. They've got 4 freshmen. And those things are one thing, but that is a very, very good coach, guy that I have a lot of respect for. He's done it at different places, including Butler before, and then of course Ohio State and back to Butler. So they're led by a transfer from St. John's, so they play at a very high level. And Alexander is a tough kid, strong kid, averages 14 a game. Obviously, Pierre is there. He looks good. I'm happy to see what he's doing there. He's scoring points some, and he seems to be fitting in well. And then DJ Davis is maybe their best shooter. So they've got 3 guards that are all pretty effective. Jalen Thomas, it's a big guy from Detroit, is their only returning starter, but he's averaging almost 7 rebounds a game. And then Mel Telfort is a Northeastern transfer who played with Tyson, I think his first year. 6'7" forward who's kind of handles the ball. He plays the 3 and the 4. He can shoot it. He can do a variety of different things. I think the biggest complications for us is they have a lot of guys that can play a variety of different positions. But I'm more worried about us. I was yesterday. We had a good practice, whatever that means. Shot the living daylights out of the ball yesterday, and it's no secret that we got to do that in the game. So questions, I'll take.
You kind of talked about it. You have good practices and then not get the output that you want. Using AJ as an example, just a thought: is it a possibility that with the championship expectations, draft expectation, that he can just simply be trying too hard when he gets out there, which is why it doesn't translate into the games? Just want to know what you may think about that.
Well, I think if he was playing hard, that might be it, but I don't think sometimes he's playing at the level he needs to play at. It's been sporadic in that way. I mean, there should be nothing about NBA or anything else. It should be more about what you're going to do to help this team win and what you're going to do to help you get better. Not shooting it very well, but he's never been a great shooter, so that doesn't really bother me. It's he should be the best defensive player on the floor, and he should be the best assist man on the floor. I think sometimes, as him and I spent a lot of time late last night watching some film, and maybe he's got to see where off the ball he's just got to be more engaged on a regular basis. And I'm telling you, he was all summer, he was all fall. I don't know what it is, but it's going to change, I promise you. So we'll be better. He'll be better tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Wait, time out. Do you want no money in your retirement fund or what? Huh? I thought you looked exactly like my son. I was going to say, don't tell me my son went to the media. He's got the same hat as you got. So now I know it's not. Just kidding. Relax. Jeez. Go ahead. You gonna ask me a Draymond question?
No. Do you want me to?
Sure.
What happened there? Have you talked to him?
I tried to this morning, but I didn't get him. I didn't even see. I just saw bits and pieces of it. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. I hopefully by the end of the day I'll find out what happened. But crazy times. So I'll go back to your real question.
No, you're very good. When it came to, I think you mentioned after the last game that AJ at halftime said something about like about him not playing hard enough, and because he's playing like this taking all the game. Is it just he clearly wants it? Is it just early in the season, like that rusty transition?
Yeah, you know, I think when you, God, you know, you go through that one game and we just shot so poorly. We didn't shoot poorly, we shot very good against Tennessee, even though it wasn't a regular game, you know. It was one game when we shot really poor, and but it was an epic. The way it went, it was just, I think that leaves a sour taste in everybody's mind, including the players. I mean, players are human too. You know, we all think they're tough and they're athletic and they're this and they're that. They're fragile. They're fragile. The toughest guys in America are fragile, especially when you get so many people that are coming after these guys. And I mean, rightfully so. That's the nature of the beast of when you play at programs like this. So we all understand it. I think he does. I just think there was disappointment. And we didn't play great against Duke, but we didn't play bad against Duke. I mean, they're a pretty good team too. So we're going to get, I just think we're going to get better as we start making some shots. And it seems so simple. When you don't make shots, your defense not as good, your attitude's not as good. We got to get over that. You know, it's a good learning lesson for us. We got to get over it.
Will it be Jaden starting on Pierre, just the way the matchups working?
It could be. It could be Jaden or it could be AJ, you know, depending on what we want to do. No secret. We'll be switching some, so I don't think it totally matters either. But, you know, Jaden might be the guy to start on first, and, you know, they know each other.
Well, yeah, I mean, is there a dynamic with the former? I remember watching like Denzel Valentine and Anthony Clemens, his freshman, play the worst two games I'd ever seen at Iowa because they were almost like showing off to each other. I'm wondering, is there anything you talk to anybody about when you're facing a former teammate?
Yeah, you know, I mean, whether anybody believes this or not, I have great respect for Pierre, and I mean, if you look at his picture, he looks great. I mean, you know, he's done a good job, and I pull for him. His family was great. Things didn't work out, that's all. And so it's not like there's a lot of animosity. It's not like, you know, the Hatfields and the McCoys, or we hate him or something. I hope he doesn't play well tomorrow night. Other than that, I hope he plays great the rest of the year. I really honestly do. And I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
I'm wondering, when you start seeing shooting like this, what are kind of the trickle-down effects of the rest of your offense as far as spacing and making movements painful? You know, if you're not hitting the outside shot, how can you?
Well, as you saw in the last game, we were inside a little bit more early, and that helped. You know, even the second game that we played, we didn't shoot it as well for the three. We shot it okay the other night. We shot it very well against Tennessee. You know, I don't know how to say this, and I don't mind you beating a dead horse because that's what you're paid to do. But it was one game where we really were completely out of sync in every way, shape, or form. That's still that game. We were up 4 with 1:06 left, and could have won the game. So there's nothing I can do about it. I'm more worried about how hard we play and everything else. I mean, I'm more worried about the shots we get. Even in the Duke game, second half, we shot the ball pretty well. The first half, we had 8 wide open looks, and we hit the first one, and then we missed some shots. I mean, if you want me to keep talking about it, I will, but at the same time, that doesn't do anything for the players. So I ain't babying them, and I'm not avoiding them. I'm saying make the damn shot. You worked on it all year. You worked on it all summer. Some of the guys that missed shots, some of you guys were at our practices, either in the summer or the fall, and you know, we shot it great. Yesterday we shot it great. So I don't know. Is it mental? Maybe. But I get no sympathy from anybody around the country, and none from me either. But I'm also not going to beat a dead horse worrying about, you know, really 1 or 2 average games shooting the ball does not make a season.
Your lack of pushing the panic button when everyone else wants you to. Is that 28 years of coaching? Has you just seen everything now and it's just, don't try to overreact to what happens early?
I mean, honestly, if we would have made the last free throw and won that game, and we were 2-1, would any of you say a word? We had the same exact problem. We were like 1 for 20. And we just made a free throw. We still missed a bunch of free throws. I don't think anybody'd say a word, and I had a couple of veteran writers that I talked to in Chicago. That's exactly what they said to me. Is it disappointing? Was I ticked off? Hell yes. But I can't panic over 5 months of really good work this summer, this fall. I can't panic over that. It's not because there's a game. Hell, probably maybe the most physical, best defensive team we played so far might have been Tennessee. And we shut the ball damn well against Tennessee. So there's nothing I can do about it, but we're going to try to find some better ways to get in it early, get a little confidence, and then go from there. But I don't know if it's the 28 years of experience, because I think I told you after that game, I never experienced a 1 for 20 or 23 for 41. Never experienced. So just think how much better a coach I'm going to be in the next 5 years now that I've experienced the frickin' bottom of the barrel, and now I'm going to
So you're going to be here 5 more years?
Yeah, then I'm going to be here just long enough to make all you miserable, since you guys made me miserable the other night. I'm just kidding.
Something that you just sort of spoke to, like your sense of things, I guess, but with a veteran roster, with the way they've started, is there an urgency there? Is it a sense of frustration, or have they been through enough to know, like you just said, there's more to this? How do you think the players are handling a 1 and 2 star when they had such expectations?
They don't say a word about it. Because again, the body of work was all summer and all fall. And yesterday, we have shooting things upstairs, because we chart every shot with the shot tracker. And we shot the daylights out of the ball yesterday. Is it that they get in a big stage and we panic? Come on, it's not happening.
I don't even mean just shooting. I just mean to be 1 and 2 after a season. For guys who've been through this, do they feel urgency to get things right? Or do they know it's a long year and there's time, because they are older? Just the general sense of...
I don't think they're panicking any more than I panic, but it should be a sense of urgency. If we're not playing as hard, listen, there's so much put on AJ's back, including that I put it on him. But trust me when I say he's a much better player than he's playing, and some of those things have nothing to do with his shooting. He just, maybe it's a new year, and maybe he is looking at all those other things. He won't be anymore, he's just got to take care of his business, and he's good enough to do that. We had a long session last night to, go over every play in that game, every single second he played. I went over every second with him, and I think he sees what I see, and that's what's important. Now, doing something about it, that's the next step. Hopefully that takes place today and tomorrow.
What are you seeing from Carson Cooper earlier this year? And it seemed like in the second half, you were able to do some things where you run some offense with him doing handoffs to
Carson is probably progressing as much as anybody. And I will say this, one of our best post players during the summer was Jackson. And, he's going to be probably another 3 weeks before he gets back, but that would help some of our offense. He's a very good offensive player. So, but Carson is, you're right, we can do a lot of things with him. He's athletic, he's got great balance. He's, you know what you got to love about Fred? There's not many things, but who in the hell else would pick up his phone during a press conference? You have to have incredible confidence in yourself as a human being to do something like that. So God bless you, man. You know what? I like it personally. I like it. It shows.
it shows your confidence in yourself and your disrespect for me both, and I like both things. I need to be disrespected right now, so.
Can I tell you why I got a call?
appreciate it. Let me guess, they told you that baseball is starting in 47 days.
They would like to know about the finalists in the presidential search and how you feel about it.
The finalist? Well, I guess that was, I didn't know, by the way, you know, my job was to get it
I don't
down
either.
to 5, and then supposedly another infamous leak. You know, you guys are awesome, man, the way you, meaning everybody finds a leak, finds somebody to tell them who they are. I mean, I feel a little sorry for the candidate since he's got to deal with things back home, but I was impressed by the candidate they mentioned today.
This is apparently coming to a close. Are you anxious for this to get done wherever direction they go?
Yes, I'm anxious for a lot of things to get done around here. You know, I think our board and our presidential search, and hopefully, you know, whatever we do with football, I mean, those things are all really important to me. I'm looking forward to getting some closure there so we can start heading in the direction that I think we need to head and will head. And so, faster we can get something done, if it's the right thing, and I mean, they know that. And my job is to get it down to 5, their job is to pick it. I'm excited if that's what they come up with. Back to basketball.
But they can text you.
I'm telling them that right now.
How does it appear like different to you? You know, how do you see more
Oh
opportunities?
my God, he's all, his
Things like
face is, he's looking sharp, he's looking GQ-ish. And I like that, I respect it. You know, I think that a lot of times when I've encouraged some of our guys, you know, when you're looking to make a change, sometimes it's with your body, sometimes it's with your hair, sometimes it's with yourself, you know, it's always good. I'll never forget the year he was here as freshman going into his sophomore summer. He had lost a lot of weight, and he'd always walk around in that weight room with his shirt off. And I said, damn, he used to walk around with suit of armor on, you know, and now, you know, because you feel good about yourself, and he did feel good about himself, and I think he looks great. Like I said, I can't say I hope he plays great tomorrow, but I hope he plays great the rest of the year, I really do.
And Malik Hall, making progress, how's he doing?
Yeah, you know, it's funny, you know, it's the saddest thing of what we've done is I've hardly had 2 questions, not about Malik Hall, but a couple on him. I don't think anybody, I'm talking more national media and other people, but even you guys, you know, Tyson Walker has done some things that are, you know, he scores 35 points, but because he shoots poor from the line and doesn't make a 3, I mean, if he does either one of those, he scores 45 points. What's the record here?
Per game was 42.
Jeez, he would have got that easy, you know? And then he comes back and has a hell of a run the other day, and he's been consistent, he's been great, he deserves a lot more credit than he was getting. But you know what I love about it? That's exactly what we tell players every single year. And we lose to James Madison. If you beat James Madison by 1 and Tyson Walker stirs 35, that's all everybody talked about that night. And I watched some of the sports shows, and when you lose to them, that's all everyone talked about. Here's this poor kid who has been as consistent as the day is long. He's been really good. He's been so fun to coach. He's just watching the 3 years of growth has been phenomenal. So don't forget about our superstar, because our superstar is doing some things that, what's he averaging, 23?
23.7.
I mean, that's not against chunk change either. And I don't remember the last guy we've had that was averaging 23 ever in a season. I know it's probably not going to continue, but Tyson's done a great job. And Malik the other night, I mean, you saw, he looked confident, from the opening shot, and what I liked about Malik is we've been on him the whole time about being a versatile inside-outside guy, and he had some post moves, he had some perimeter shots, he had some, we put it on the floor, and he went to the free throw line. I mean, he did a little bit of everything, and now the last part of the puzzle is get him rebounding a little better, because he should be a very good rebounder. If that comes together, then the league Hall starts becoming the player that we always thought. And don't forget, I mean, he missed 5 months. Excuse, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter, it's reality. And he didn't even start practicing. Really, he missed the whole summer, because he practiced a little bit in August, then we went on break, and so it was September before he really got going again. So I expect him to continue to grow, and let's hope it happens.
Playing on that big stage on Tuesday, what did you think about the freshmen and the way they handled themselves?
I mean, Book is the one that we got to get him a little more time. This is what hurts having a schedule like we've had. But it's I talked to some coaches that started out with 3 or 4 teams that they were going to beat, and that really helps those freshmen. And I didn't do that either, so I think I'll blame KP. I got to blame somebody else besides me on some of these things. But the other 2 guys I thought played really well. We could have played and should have probably played Jeremy a little more. What you do in these early games is you go with your veterans, but you only go so long. And I thought Cone Carr, I mean, he's going to be a hell of a player in a different way. He's not the greatest shooter yet, but God, he plays so hard, blocking shots, getting rebounds, running the lane. He had one, he's a good example. He played so bad in the Southern Indiana game, we couldn't believe it. And that is what happens a little bit right now. There'll be some ups and downs with those guys. Because other than that, against Tennessee, against James Madison, and against Duke, he's played damn good. So I'm pleased with him. We got to get Book going a little bit. It's just a matter of strength. But God, I had the thrill of a lifetime late last night. I was working late, riding home, and I get a text from Book saying, "Coach, can I meet you in there early tomorrow to watch some film?" Well, Book doesn't text or talk to anybody, so that was actually a big step in the right direction, and that's what happens with freshmen. So we're going to try to get him some more minutes and see if we can work him in a little bit. But I'm not as happy as I may appear, but I'm not as down as somebody that were ready to commit suicide. So that's about where I'm at.
Let me ask you my own question. In about 5 minutes, Sam's going to roll the balls out downstairs. How cool is it that he's still coaching and doing this?
Oh, yeah. He's taking a little tour right now, I think, with our guys. And it's really cool. Sam came back, and, I think he really enjoys being around. He was gone for so long, where he lived. And he was over in Africa for a long time. And he came here a month ago and watched practice for a couple days, and we met. And, I think, like everybody says, when you get back to a place that you've appreciated, it feels good to come back home. And we've opened our arms to Sam. I'm really proud of what he's doing. He's in a unique situation down there in that school, and he brought his team up here. He's going to play against some people here. They're going to work out in the gym today with us, which will be a big, with themselves, but it'll be a big thrill for them. And it's going to be fun to have Sam around for a couple days. Hopefully, I don't even know when they play. I'm hoping that they don't play Friday night, so maybe they can come to the game.
Anything else?
God, what are you guys, hungover or what?